excuse me. Oh, thank you.
Oh, and 82.
Chad has reminded me that we should take 1 minute so that we can evaluate and offer our comments for Victor's speech. Thank you, Chad.
Retort. Expert. We gotta ask him that question. Oh, we need to trim it around before you get it. Hey, Rick, turn the projector on.
Okay, which button is
It's
it's on green, it's flashing green.
Many of you are Christians. Did you know that for 354 years, Christians did not celebrate officially the birth of Christ? It was a Roman emperor that initiated it.
Constantine.
Even early America did not celebrate it as an official celebration. It was Alabama who was the first state to acknowledge that date as a holiday in 1870. Our next speaker will be offering a presentation from the Advanced Communicator Service Project 4 and a fact-finding report. It will take him approximately 8 to 10 minutes. There will be a 2 to 3 minutes at the end of the speech for the audience to engage in a question and answer session. Bryan will be presenting Replays. You know what Replay is? That's his company. He will be presenting Replay's financial report for the fiscal year of 2015. He'll discuss the detractors that inhibited his profit margins and what they'll be doing differently in 2016. At the end of the report, he says he'll provide 2 to 3 minutes for us to ask him questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the non-lollygator of the club, Bryan Swanson.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. How are y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Good. There's actually no guests here, but if there were, I'm sure they'd be appreciative that I give acknowledgement to you. Right?
Yes.
So tonight I'd like to talk about the financial report for Replay, the fiscal year of 2015. The audience today is my sales staff, which means all of you. And Replay is my company. That is my true company name. And it represents basically refurbished play for the most part. I do a couple other things aside from just the contracting portion of commercial playground equipment. So we're going to jump right into it. Over the fiscal year of 2015, we did well. We hit our goal. Our goal for 2015, if you can see it up here, was $1,300,000. So we did a little bit more than that. So I'd like to actually congratulate all of y'all and give yourself a round of applause on a job well done for meeting that mark. I really appreciate all the hard work that y'all have done this year to meet that mark. Now, in our next category here, we have our profit margin. And our profit margin, as you know, being employees of the company and all, is 35%. That's what we're targeted at, and that's what we're going for. Can you see that over there? I don't want to leave you out. You're a key integral part of our sales team. So our profit margin is at 35%. That's what we're always shooting for, which will leave us with $455,000, or excuse me, $455,000 in profit for the fiscal year. But that's not what we hit. On the average, the numbers that we came up with right now, we haven't run them all the way to the end yet because we got a couple more days left. We actually hit 22%. 22% put us at $286,000 this year in profit. So that's a big decrease. That's a 13% decrease from where we're supposed to be, which really means that we had a $169,000 loss. Now I know we were applauding earlier, but $169,000, we got to figure out a way to turn that around. And so what I've done is I've come up with a plan for this next year that I would like to implement, and I don't want to get away from too many things. So what happens typically when you're trying to focus on a couple of goals for your company, whatever they may be, I like to focus on just one thing, and this to me is the one thing that I would like to focus on. So let's move right into it. Our action plan, this is step one. What we're going to be doing is we're going to add in a weekly conference call. Every Monday morning, you're going to get to talk to me again, of course. I know you love it. I'll be hosting a weekly conference call to discuss the problems that we had in the field as we install playground equipment. This is our sales team here. And we're going to talk about how we lost money and why. And we're also going to be reviewing a weekly report process from each of you on items we can improve upon to increase our profit margin. Everybody will be on the call, our sales staff, our support staff, so our inner office staff, which is not here with us today, and then also our project manager, so our field representative that's out in the field on our installations for installing the playground equipment. They're going to be critical in understanding our profit margins, and so that y'all can get a little bit more in depth about that as well, in your understanding of it. The second part to my action plan, it's really just a two-pronged process. It's nothing more than that. This is really simple. The second part is each employee is going to be assigned in Dropbox a folder. It's going to be allocated with your name. And then what we're going to do is we're going to date it by the week. So we have installs that go out through the week, as y'all already know. And I'm asking each to contribute by adding something to the weekly folder to increase our profit margin or our sales or any other things that can bring more profit into the company. And each Friday we're going to go through the folders and we're going to consolidate the most vital information and send it out prior to the sales meeting that we're going to have Monday. So you'll have that in your inbox. You'll open that up on the conference call on Monday. We're going to go through those items. Now I know it's going to be a lot of information overall that you're going to put in there, and that's fine. We're going to pick the most vital stuff so that what we can do is we can elevate those numbers. We want to bring those numbers up from the 22% up to the 35%. That's our target. And that's what we're looking for, which is our 35% profit. Did you have a question, Chris? Okay. You look like you might have a question, so I'm here to answer it if you do have a question. So we do want to elevate that. So it's a two-pronged process. First part, we're going to have the weekly sales calls so that we can get more information about what's going on out there. And the second part is that I want you as a team to come up with ideas. Come up with any way to save money or make money. If you're going to save money buying pens, great, put it down in a folder and let's read about it. If you're going to save money from going out on the field because you didn't have to get a dumpster for whatever reason to throw all the excess material in, great. Go ahead and write that down. We want to know about it so that we can refine the process. It's a group effort to get us there. Now the good thing about it is that I'm going to incentivize this. So the incentive is to take it from 22% up to 30%. I'm going to split that in half with all of you, and it's going to go toward a bonus at the end of the year. So everything from 22% up to 30% again, we're going to go ahead and split, and we're going to divvy out the cash. So you're going to make some money on this. So I'm asking you to find ways to be able to save money or make money and keep that profit in our pocket, and then it's going to go directly to you. Does that sound like a pretty fair deal?
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, that sounds like a sales pitch to me. Woo. So this is a Q&A forum, and I've come up with a real quick strategy, which is a two-pronged system, right? Step 1 and step 2. And that's all we're going to do for the most part. Now, during our annual meetings, we always want to, we're always trying to shoot for about 20% on growth. This year we're just going to do 10%, and we're going to work toward those two action steps. So, at this time, do y'all have any questions for me regarding maybe what we do here at Replay? Yes, Chad, what question can I answer for you, sir?
I have a question that I have an idea that might improve ourselves. Do we have access to a marketing database where we can find new clients, such as Salesforce.com or something of that nature? Are we using IT to find new potential clients and increase our sales?
We don't currently have that, and if you were to look at my paper, a CRM tool is on there, and Salesforce is a great thing that I would love to add in, and I do believe that that's something that we need to add. So what Chad's talking about is a way to be able to track and market to all of our potential clients, and as those clients come in, or those potential customers, we can put them into a database, and then we can start to market toward them. We don't have anything like that set up right now, but that's something I definitely think we need, for sure, 100%. Absolutely, that's a great question. Betty first, because I saw Betty.
It's not a question.
Oh.
For a sales pitch offer, you keep the equipment and what do you want to check on it? So you'll check it once a month or something like that.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. To go around and keep an eye on it. So if something's faulty, we may possibly be able to even sell them something, or if they need something else, and follow up with them. I like that, great. Somebody jot that down. I'll scribe it in my memory bank. Yes, sir, Rick.
When we're out on the sales with the client, do we have a dedicated expert that we can, on our smartphone, get in touch with if we need facts, data right on the spot? The client isn't probably going to just sit there and say, oh yes to everything. You might have a question that requires expert backup. Do we have somebody like this?
You do. He's called Bryan Swanson. I am your expert. I am your national certified playground safety inspector. If you have any questions, you direct them to me. If it happens to deal with installation, the sales, the marketing, what the paint is, the size of the bolts, anything you could possibly imagine, I'm your go-to man. And I have all the resources. But those resources will be made available to all of you as well. So what we'll do is, this is a great thing that Rick asked, is that, where are we going to go for these resources? How can we access them? Dropbox is something you can access on your smartphone, your iPad. It's an application, it's a cloud service. We'll put a folder in there for specific questions that come up when you're out in the field. You jot them down, we'll get you the answer if you can't get me on the phone. And then we're going to have a list of all of our critical questions written down, and then you can review it once a week, and we'll even bring it up in our sales calls. Yes, sir.
Time's up.
I have another question.
I can see the clock. Okay, great. Time's
The
up.
question I had was, what about add-ons for increased sales?
What's up?
Add-ons for the increased sales.
Yeah.
You sell the main thing, what do we have for add-ons? What can we get for add-ons? You got this, okay.
Incentives.
By the way, could you use this?
Absolutely.
Put it in Dropbox.
Yeah, put it in Dropbox. But you have a ton of resources and equipment to sell. So with the product that we represent as add-ons, you can make the playgrounds as big as you want. You can also add small little items off to the side. You can do site furnishings, you can do basketball goals, you can build basketball courts, you can build baseball fields, you can do shade tops, you can do hard shade tops, fabric shade tops, You can do flooring and surfacing materials. So you have a number of add-ons. So when a client calls you and asks, hey, I'd like to purchase a playground, it's like, great, did you need borders, surfacing, and a shade with that? Oh, I didn't know, I wasn't really thinking about that. Well, to meet code, you actually do need to have surfacing that's going to meet your fall height requirements. So there's lots of add-ons. And would you like a picnic table with that? Would you like a bench with that? Because we can put together something in a 3D rendering and send it on over to you, your church, your congregation, your meeting, your HOA, your city, your school. And y'all can take a look at it. You want to change anything? You can change anything you want. Well, that kind of concludes our meeting. We're running out of time. Obviously, Michael said that we were running out of time, so I guess we ran out of time. Thank you for the wonderful 2015. I appreciate everything that each one of y'all have done. Now I look forward to 2016. Mr. Toastmaster.
Oh, I'll get that. Fellow Toastmasters, we're all experienced and dedicated. I wish that this was an open house so newcomers could see how both Victor and Bryan wielded Toastmasters like King Arthur wielded Excalibur. They're using this club to make their lives and other people's lives better. Mr. Timer, will you give us 1 minute so that we can add our comments for Bryan's speech?
Well, push the run button until it starts to do that. Okay.